Why shouldn't your house sit higher than your neighbor's houses? Why shouldn't you buy pink sheets or pink blankets? And why, when you go eat at someone else's house, shouldn't you jump in and start washing the dishes? Let me tell you a story and you'll understand. One weekend, my son invited one of his classmates over to the house. After the boy left, the room was a complete mess. My son spent the entire afternoon cleaning it up by himself. So I asked him, "Why didn't you ask your friend to help you?" And he answered, "If I'm never going to invite him over again anyway, why make him mad?" At the time, he was only 7 years old. Years later, my son got into USC. One day, one of his roommates saw a workout bar by his bed. He tried to bend it but couldn't move it at all. So he asked him, "How many reps can you do on that?" My son shrugged and said, "About 50, more or less." The roommate didn't believe him and even made a bet. "If you can really do 50, I'll give you $500. My son just smiled, grabbed the bar and started. The other guys in the room started counting out loud. By the time he got to 40, the roommate's face had already changed. When he hit 49, my son suddenly stopped and said, "Nope, that's it, I can't do any more." And at that moment, the whole room went silent. After graduating, my son got a job at a luxury car dealership owned by a Fortune 500 company. One day, a very wealthy woman walked into the Ferrari showroom. She looked around for a while, then pointed at the flashiest car there. She asked, "How much is that one?" My son answered $700,000, and without even blinking, she said, "I'll take it." But just as she was about to hand over her card, she looked up and asked him, "Tell me the truth. Do you think I'm being impulsive? Think about it carefully." If he said no, it would sound fake. If he said yes, she might not buy anything at all. Now watch how my son got her to buy it with just one sentence. He said, "Ma'am, when you drive this Ferrari out onto the street, everyone who sees you is going to wish they could treat themselves like that at least once in their life. The difference is you can actually afford that impulse. All they'll be left with is envy." She smiled, paid, and drove off happy. After selling that Ferrari, my son came home and asked me, "Dad, do you think I should take my coworkers out to eat with the commission? I don't want them getting jealous and talking behind my back." I told him, "Absolutely not. Don't spend your money on your coworkers, spend it on your clients. Taking your coworkers out to dinner only buys you one night of fake good vibes. Building a real relationship with the right people can change your life." My son listened to me. Not even a month went by before that same woman came back and traded her Ferrari in for an even more expensive one. My son earned another $12,000 commission. Then he asked me again, "So should I take her out to dinner now?" I told him no. Instead, send her a thank you gift worth $7,000. My son complained, "Dad, that's way too much." But he did it anyway. A few days later, that woman came back with 2 friends. Both of them bought Ferraris. Just like that, my son earned another $24,000. At that moment, he finally understood everything. From then on, every time that woman referred a client to him, my son gave her half of his commission. And every time she left happy with gifts in her hands. In less than a year, my son made over $300,000. He did so well in sales that the company rewarded him with a sports car. He drove it all the way home, grinning from ear to ear, and asked me, "How do you always get it right? How can you see everything before it happens?" I just smiled, pulled a book off the shelf, and said to him, "Take this book home and read it all the way through. Then you'll understand." People love to talk about success like it only comes from talent, but real life does not work that way. A person can be hardworking, well-educated, and genuinely kind, and still get ignored, pressured, used, blamed, or completely outplayed by other people.